All right, so what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. As you can probably tell, I'm using the POV camera right now, so I'm trying to keep my head a little more steady, but this way you guys don't have to see my ugly mug quite as much in this video. And I am walking around my 2021 Mustang GT, admiring the new wheels and tires, the tinted windows, and the fact that it has been lowered an inch all the way around. So I wanted to get your guys' input on it, show you how it looks. I think it looks fantastic. Just got it back yesterday. Have not even driven it yet. Don't know if it's changed really the handling or the ride or anything like that. Not that I drove the car very much before this and would have really a good basis for comparisons, but it really looks good, man. Wheels and tires, stance, tinted windows make the car look so good. And the reason I have the POV camera on is because I'm gonna take you guys for a ride finally. All right. Okay, let's get organized here. This is a cold start. It has not been warmed up at all. Gotta love that backup camera. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit of heat into the motor before I can really jump on it. But I really wanna show you guys really a behind the wheel experience of this car. For those of you who aren't familiar, didn't catch the last couple of videos, 460 horsepower, 420 pound-feet of torque, which in today's world is not a lot. This is not the lightest car in the world. It's about 3,900 pounds, something like that. So, but it just really impresses me. And I enjoy driving it, even though I've driven it very little. That way, we're not going the other way because they just finished patching the roads and asphalt throws up all over the car, and I don't want to do that since I just had the car detailed too. Take it down the road and get some temperature in it, and then jump into it and see what she'll do. Alright, so getting some temperature in it, but this is kind of a rough road. But I wanted to go over a rough road just to kind of, for comparison's sake, see how it rode. And you know, this thing came stock, obviously an inch higher than it is right now. 18-inch wheels instead of the 19s. Definitely not as wide of tires on all four corners. They were like 235s, and now I got like 255s up front, 285s in the back. And it still rides just as good. Now, it's not a luxury car. It's not like a Lincoln or a Cadillac or anything like that, but it rides really good. And this is a fairly rough road, and it's handling it very, very well. I always respect people on horseback, even though this car is not loud. It's completely stock, which is another thing I've got to say. I really like the stock exhaust. It's grown on me more. I really kind of thought that maybe I would want to upgrade the exhaust, but I don't know that I will. I might just leave it alone because it's got a nice rumble, but it's not overly aggressive. Well, I was going to jump into it, but obviously we've got a lot of traffic. So we're going to have to look for a place where there's not as much traffic. I do want to show you guys just a 10-speed under moderate throttle. I mean, just the shifting is just so smooth and so quick. I know a dual clutch is faster. I do understand that. But we're talking milliseconds. It's just, I almost sit there and think, is it worth it, you know? To go to a dual clutch, I should say. I don't know, this thing, it really impresses me. And then once it gets in 10th gear, I mean, you see we're like doing 55 and tacking like 1500 RPM. And the nice thing about the 10-speed, there's so many gears that it's not difficult to find the right gear and to keep it in the upper RPM range, keep it in its power band. That's what's so cool. It's just amazing. It's to sit there and think about a 10-speed automatic, you know, it's amazing. So, all right, I am now in search of a clear road where I can step into this thing a little bit and show you guys what this thing is like under hard acceleration. Still searching. Okay, coming up to a four-way stop. 3 potential directions I could go. Maybe one will be open. Okay, all vehicles turning, vehicles turning. This is good. This is looking very, very good. This is looking very, very positive. Oh yeah, we got open road in front of us. Let's go. My car just goes and it just keeps pulling. 460 horsepower. It really does impress me. And I'm sure it's much more impressive from the driver's seat and or the passenger seat than it is on camera, but trust me, I mean, you saw what it did right there. I'm pretty sure the camera angle is good to where you could see the ground speed and you could see what was going on. And the car it rocks along really well. Very impressed with it. All right, so back here at the shop, I recorded this a minute ago, but the audio didn't come out, so got to do it again. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think after going for a little ride along? I'm sure you've done, probably a lot of you own these things, but I really am impressed with this car. And you know, I've got to say, I still love my old cars, still love the older vehicles and everything like that. But you know, the thing is with older vehicles, they do break down. They do have problems. It seems like every time I go out to get in one, there's always an issue, there's always a problem, which of course is job security for Eddie as far as that goes. But it's nice just to go out and not really have an issue or a problem. And this car being a new car with only 1,700 miles on it and still under warranty, you know, I just go out, I get in it, I drive it, it performs the same every time. I don't have to worry about it, and it's just fun. It's a fun vehicle to own and to drive. Now, I'm not getting away from my older vehicles, but it's okay to mix in a little bit of new every now and then anyway. I do want to catch you guys up on a couple of things. One is kind of, well, there's a couple maybe you might consider bad news, but I do want to catch you up on a couple of things before I end the video, and the first is over here. My C5 Z06 Corvette, you guys might notice that there is now a wing on the back. Just had that put on. I've always thought these cars really needed that. I just think that kind of completes the look. I think it looks really good. I like something a little bit more subtle, and this was subtle. Found this online, it was like 200 bucks. Eddie got some Gorilla tape, put it on, and I ran it up some pretty good speed yesterday, and it held, so it's still here, so that's a good thing. The Camaro. I know I've talked about selling the Camaro for a little while, and I finally did. I got to be honest with you guys, I have not experienced so many flakes when it came to this car. I had so many people stringing me along and telling me they wanted to buy it, trade for it, whatever, and I got very frustrated with it. But finally, I found a guy. He's in Texas. He buys, sells, and trades and does stuff like that. Kind of makes a little living out of it. And you know, he was straightforward. I mean, we talked, and within like an hour of talking, the deal was done. I appreciate that. I respect that. So it is going to be leaving here in the next couple of days. Definitely mixed feelings about it. It is a beautiful car. It is a badass car, but I think it was time. I think it was time. I feel good about it. Maybe I'll get another one someday, but I feel good about it. You might notice normally where the Pantera sits, there's an empty spot. I didn't sell it, but I'm planning to. Here's where the bad news thing comes in, the real bad news, I guess. So it went over to the workshop, I don't know, maybe about a week ago. Eddie started kind of digging around, just doing some maintenance and stuff like that on it, and he happened to notice a crack in one of the supports by the A-arm. So fixed that, welded that up, and as he started digging a little bit further, found rust back there. I guess Panteras are known to rust back there in those tub areas. And I mean, not a big deal. I talked to my Pantera guy. He said it's a pretty easy fix, doesn't take that long. I could ship it down south, have them do it, fix it up. And if I were going to do that, I'd probably have them get the air conditioning working, and I'd probably just take the full dive and repaint it and clean up the interior, really make it a nice Pantera. But there's just something about me that when it gets to a certain point, something like this will bother me, and that's kind of the case. I was driving the Pantera yesterday, and I kept thinking about the rust, and it just bugged me. So I went on ahead and listed it on Facebook Marketplace. I already had several people hit me up on it. I really just want to trade it because I do want to get something different, and I just discounted the price down on the car. I'm asking $65,000, and I'm pretty firm on that. I think I'll get it, or a $65,000 trade. and that should get me something pretty nice. But I think I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm ready to send it on to its next home and get something different. So that's what's going on right now with that. You might notice over there the bug is back, so I plan on making that my next video. I've been talking about that for a little while, so I definitely want to do a video on that and get that one out. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's all the news it is news, all I have to tell you guys right now. As always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. P.O. Box Instagram is going to be in the description below. Guys, God bless. Take care. Have an absolutely amazing day.